Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with my first planning to plan for 2024. It's crazy that we're getting so close to 2024 and I'm already planning my projects for next year, but scarily enough the year is approaching, so we better start planning now. So that's kind of what I've done in this video. Today, like I said, is the first video in this installment. I'm probably going to do like 3 videos, I think, with this kind of concept, like planning what I want to plan next year, things like that. So today I'm going to discuss what projects I want to do next year, what kind of I want to keep, what I want to remove, what I want to replace, things like that. So I hope you enjoy, and I also would love to hear your feedback down below. If there's a project that I haven't mentioned that you would love me to do, please let me know down below. And also if you have any feedback on the projects that I mentioned, please comment, and let's just start a discussion down below with everything that you want me to do next year. But yeah, these are my ideas. So before I jump into the first project, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. So we're gonna start with the most exciting part for me, which is eyeshadow project. So I have a list on my phone, so if I look down, it's because I'm referring back to my list. But let's just go through the projects that I want to do next year when it comes to eyeshadow projects first. So first up, I do want to do another Panda palette next year. It's something that I've been doing for most of my YouTube career. I think there was 1 year where I didn't do it. I think was that 2020? I think it was 2020 that I didn't do a Panda palette, but I have done one 2018, 2019, 2021, 2022, and now 2023. So I've done it for 5 years, and I want to do it again next year. This year really hasn't been my best year for that palette because I chose a palette at the beginning of the year, which really wasn't right for me. And then I think because of that, since then I've been off track. Also, I've been focusing a lot on using every single eyeshadow in my collection. So doing the Panda palette has just not really worked out like I wanted this year. So I do want to do another one next year. I will post a video with my Panda palette contenders, which is something that I actually already filmed, and that's going to be the second video in this installment. So I do want to share that with you so you can give some input on what palette you want me to pan. But yeah, I do want to do an eyeshadow focused Panda palette next year. So that is the first project I am pretty sure that I will do. Second up, I do want to continue Panda's eyeshadows. I love that project, and it's an oldie but a goodie, and I still enjoy it so much. So I do want to bring it back next year as well. However, I have for the last couple of years worked on 5 eyeshadows, and for next year I'm going to bring it down to 4 because I am doing so many eyeshadow projects and I don't really want to cut any of them. There is one that I'm going to cut, which is my Armageddon project pan. But yeah, I'm going to talk about that as well later. So overall, I'm going to do a lot of eyeshadow project pans again next year. And I'm also going to introduce a brand new one as well, which I'm also going to discuss later. So I do want to bring down my Panda's eyeshadow shades to 4. So hopefully I can have a little bit more wiggle room. I know it's just one shade, but I think hopefully that will make a little bit of a difference. So that's what I'm going to do for my Panda's eyeshadows, I think, next year. And I do also want to continue Laney's prompts. So I will have Laney linked down below. She created a prompt list for Panda's eyeshadows with like different prompts that you can pull your eyeshadows from. And I think that's been working really well for me because I get to pick my own eyeshadows. Yes, they have to follow the prompt, but I can still pick kind of whatever eyeshadow I want that suits that prompt. So it's been a little bit more successful for me, and I feel like it's going to work well because I can pick shades to work with other things that I'm panning, if that makes sense. So that's my plan for Panda's eyeshadows. So it's another product that I'm bringing back next year. Again, if you have any feedback on my Panda's eyeshadows, let me know. I haven't thought of specific rules yet. Like this year, I have a usage goal of 20 uses or rollout. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or go back to 15, which I had last year, or where I'm going to put that limit. But I probably will have like a veto level, I guess, or like a maximum usage before I can roll something out. Minimum usage before I can roll something else out. But if you have any input on my Panda's eyeshadows, please leave it down below. If you have any like things you want me to change in my project, also let me know down below. So again, keep the discussion going, but that is the second project. Third up, we of course have my project Level Up, which is a project that I created. It's been 2 years almost fully now that I've been doing this project, and I love it. Obviously, I am quite biased because it is my own project, but I'm going to bring that back, of course, next year. So it's another one that I will be doing, and I will be doing it basically the exact same way as I have been. I'm going to work at one palette at any point in time and do the levels like I first intended, like with the 1 use for every shade, and then 1 pan, 2 uses and 2 pans, and so forth. I am completely fine with everyone who alters the rules. I'm just excited that people want to do this project. So if you are thinking about doing this project, but you think hitting pan is too hard for you, feel free to change the rules. Like you can use like a 10 uses goal for instead of pan, or you can like change it to however you want, like use a usage goal instead of pan, and yeah, that's completely fine. But I am just insane and I love hitting pan eyeshadows, and I also like making life difficult for myself, so I do want to stick with the original rules to hit pan. But yeah, I'm just going to do a product level up as I have been for the last couple of years. So that is my 3rd eyeshadow project that I want to do next year. Then the final eyeshadow project that I want to do next year is another new product that I'm introducing, and it's going to be called my Big Fat Eyeshadow Project. So I'm taking a play on words from the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding. So I'm going to do my Big Fat Eyeshadow Project. And this is basically going to be an eyeshadow project where I want to get use out of my collection, and I want to get to know my collection. So there's a few different like parts of this project, I guess, and one part is going to be like a 1 week 1 palette. So I do want to go through all my palettes next year, and I do also want to start using my palette as a whole. So instead of just reaching for a shade here and there together with what I'm panning, or like, you know, mixing palettes here, like when I'm basically panning things, I always like reach for like 1 shade in that palette, 1 shade in this palette, and it's very rare that I do a look with 1 palette only. I do want to start doing that because if I just reach for 1 shade at a time, like I have so many duplicates in my collection and I don't feel like I need all my palettes in that case. So I just want to see how I like each color story on their own. So I do want to start introducing like a 1 week 1 palette. I don't think I'm going to do like a full 1 week 1 palette, because then I would miss out on like on my product panning usage in all the other palettes, because I do have 52 palettes in my collection at the moment. Obviously I will have like a panda palette. I might declutter a couple at the end of the year, but I also might bring some in. I don't know yet. So that will literally be 1 palette per week. So I won't do like a full week, but I'm thinking, again, this is going to be loose rules for now. I haven't decided exact rules, but I think it's going to be kind of like maybe like 4 or 5 days of the week. I do want to try to reach for the palette that I have in my 1 week palette. So maybe like throughout the work week, maybe I want to say like minimum 3 looks a week needs to be exclusively using that palette. And then like the rest of the days I can incorporate other shades, or like a couple of days a week I can also use like whatever shades I want. I know this means that my use in product pans like Panda's eyeshadows, Product Level Up and Panda's palette is going to slow down, but I just really want to get more use out of my whole collection, and I think tracking it this way is going to be really fun for you guys to watch as well, hopefully. So that is going to be like the first part. And the reason why I want to do like my 1 week 1 palette is because I ultimately want to see what palettes I want to declutter. I have come to a point in my collection where I love eyeshadow still, but I just am very overwhelmed with what I have, and reaching for every single eyeshadow in my collection this year. I'm still working on it, but I think I might be able to do it this year. It has just shown me that like how much work it is to just reach for every single eyeshadow once. So it shows me that I don't need everything that I have in my collection. So I do want to kind of cool it down a little bit and just have my like ultimate absolute favorite palettes in my collection, and everything that I don't absolutely love I can let go of. And that's kind of why I want to do this. So it's going to be a bit of a 1 week 1 palette, a bit of a declutter, and I'm also going to track uses, and I'm also going to introduce a low buy into this project. So I saw Laura from Laura Force do a low buy, like a product, like an eyeshadow product pan low buy introduction recently. I think it was, she posted it I think last month or early this month, and I was so inspired by that, and I was already planning to do this project, but I thought that that is the perfect like element to add into this project. And again, I haven't put the exact rules on, but I will link her video down below if you want to check her out, because I'm very, very inspired by that, and I'm going to probably do something very similar, where basically she can earn points to buy eyeshadows. And I will probably stop my low buy for next year, because I have found that I don't really buy too much makeup anymore, especially non-eyeshadow products. So I think eyeshadows are the weakness still in my collection, and that's still what like I'm drawn to, that's still what I want, that's still what's on my wish list. So having a low buy for my eyeshadow I think still will work, but everything else I think I will drop. So this will be like my only low buy, no buy kind of thing. So she does kind of track and earn points. Like I think she said if she uses one shade 5 times, she earns 1 point. If she uses it 10 times, she earns another point. something like that. I can't remember exact rules, but I will figure out my own rules before next year. And then for every point, that is one eyeshadow. So for example, if you buy a £10 palette, you're going to need 10 points for that. Things like that. And I think she said if you hit pan on one eyeshadow, that's 1 point. So there's going to be a few different ways I can earn points. And I think I'm going to use like similar things like, if I hit pan, I think that would be 1 point. If I finish an eyeshadow, I think I'm going to allow myself 2 points. And then again, if I have like different usage levels per eyeshadow, I'm also going to allow myself 1 point. And I think that's going to really help with my like usage for next year. I won't feel like so guilty reaching for like my favorite shadows then, because if I reach for my favorite shadow 10 times, I might be able to, you know, get 2 points out of that. So that's something that I also want to introduce into this project. So overall, it's just going to be a massive eyeshadow project pan with just showing love to my collection and cooling it down. So hopefully it's something that you will enjoy watching. Let me know if you want me to add any other elements into this project, or if you want me to take anything away, things like that, because I'm very, very excited for this project. But I obviously also want this to be enjoyable for you guys to watch. So I think I also might be able to like add things like no pan left behind into this project. Obviously I will do that like 1 week, 1 palette, so I will hopefully go through most of my palettes, but I might be able to like add in like little graphs of like the palettes showing you like what shades I used, what I didn't use, things like that. So again, let me know what you want to see. So that is going to be the last eyeshadow project, which is going to be quite a large one, but I'm very, very excited to do that. So those 4 are the eyeshadow projects that I want to do next year. So moving into other projects, I still have obviously a lot of other projects that I want to do, and I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more projects that I want to do. So let's go into them because there's quite a few. So first up, we have my rolling project pan. I've been doing this again, I think every single year since I started my channel, and I want to do it again. So I want to do it very similar to how I have done. This is going to be like my big project pan where I have 10 products rolling at any point in time. So anytime I finish something, I roll something else in. And this is also only going to be finish goal. I do not want to have any usage goal, no pan goals, nothing like that. I keep those kind of goals to other projects. So this is going to be like my hardcore project pan again. Again, very similar to what I have done. So no real differences there. It's just, again, going to be very, very similar. So if you have been following along my project pan this year, it's going to be the same concept. So that is the first project. Second up is going to be a new product to me, because I haven't really had many products to be able to introduce into this product before, but I have recently grown that part of my collection quite a bit. So I feel comfortable introducing it, and I'm also very excited to do so. And that is a Panda face palette. So I do want to do a Panda face palette next year as well. I have already thought of what palette I want to do. So I won't do like a Panda palette contenders for this one, only for my eyeshadow project pan. Because I already know what I'm planning for my face palette. But I do want to do that as well. I think it's going to be fun for you to watch. I love watching Panda face palettes, and it also means that I can get out both like highlighters, blushes, bronzers, things like that out of my collection in one product. So yeah, I'm excited to work on that too, and it's going to be another kind of Panda palette project that I can introduce without having to add more eyeshadows. Obviously, I'm doing a regular Panda palette too, so it's not like I'm, you know, lowering the amount of eyeshadows that I'm panning, but I'm just kind of adding an additional project. But I'm very excited for that one, so that is going to be the next one. Another project that I will be bringing back next year is, of course, deco panning. I love deco panning, and I think you guys like it too, so I'm going to bring that project back. And deco panning was created by Emily and Max. Again, we'll have a link down below. So I will bring that back next year. Same as I have been this year. I don't know if there's going to be any changes in the rules. Last year there was like a teeny tiny bit of changes. Like I think they added she added like a rule that you can combine prompts. If you want to like veto a prompt, you have to roll a new card, and then you have to combine those 2 prompts for a product. I think something like that. Like you pull 2 cards. I can't remember the exact rules. I haven't really used it that much this year. But yeah, I will do deco panning how it's intended. With any changes that come this year, when we refresh this year, I'm going to do it that way. So yeah, deco panning is another one that I'm going to bring back. Another product that I want to introduce, I do think I've done this in the past. Have I? I don't think, maybe I haven't actually. I think I did this part of a different project, but I haven't done it on its own, and that is Project 10 uses. This is a project that I want to introduce to get more use out of my collection, like, you know, maybe reach for more of my lip products collection, my blushes, things like that. that goes very, very untouched all year round when I have my panning products. So like this year, for example, I have barely touched any of my blushes apart from the ones that I've been panning, which is really sad because I have so many beautiful blushes in my collection. Same with like lip products. I do reach for a couple lip products here and there, like my go-to favorites, but so many of my lip products have been untouched. And I do want to reach for as many of those kind of categories before the end of the year. My goal is to reach for all of my lip products and all my cheek products this year. But yeah, I just want to be able to reach for more of them in projects. And I think 10 products, 10 uses is a really good way of doing that. So it's going to be 10 products. It's going to be any makeup products item. I'm even going to introduce eyeshadows. I think I'm going to maybe do like single eyeshadows mainly because I have so many other eyeshadows in my like bigger product pans, and obviously my palettes will go into my big fat eyeshadow project. So yeah, I think it's going to be like any type of product, and I'm thinking maybe picking half of the products myself and then having half of them randomized so that I can have a little bit of randomization to it, because I think that's exciting, and it also means that I can reach for products that I might not otherwise, but also have a chance to pull in like my favorite products for the season, things like that. So that's how I think I'm going to organize it, do like I said, half randomized, half not, and then like any makeup product qualifies. Okay, so I just realized I said I'm going to do 7 other products, but it's only going to be 6 because I accidentally put in deco panning twice, but that's fine. So next up on my list is another product created by Emily and Max, and that is a project that I've never done before, but I'm really excited to do this year, and that is the Graveyard product pan. So the Graveyard product pan is a project that she created, and it runs for 6 months of the year, I believe, leading up to October. So it would be the finale this month for this project. And basically you have 2 main prompts in the project, which is collecting cobwebs and product Graveyard, which is basically collecting cobwebs is a product that you don't reach for. Obviously, it's just laying in collection, collecting cobwebs, and then product Graveyard is bringing back a product that you've been working on before in a different project, and then working on it again. So that's another project that I want to work on next year again. I need to obviously contact Emily to check out all the rules exactly, and also so she can let me know if there's any changes to this project for next year. But yeah, that's another project that I want to introduce, a new one to me, but I know a lot of you guys love that project, and I've seen that a lot of people always suggest this one for like, you know, if people say like, oh, what project should I do? People always suggest this one. So I think it's going to be fun. It's also going to be a chance for me to reach for a lot of unused products, and also bring back things that I might not have been able to finish in the past. So that is the next project. Then the final project that I am thinking about doing next year, but this is probably the one that I am most indecisive about if I want to do or not, and that is my Project Apocalypse, or like a lip product focused project pan. I've done that for the last 2 years. I've done Project Apocalypse 2 years. The first year I did it to use swap products, but also to rate all my lip products, which I have done. And then this past year I've been kind of having 5 products at any point in time, rotating, trying to use them up. And this is something that I've been enjoying it, and it's been a really good way of like using up lip products. And I do have a lot of lip products I want to finish next year. So I am thinking about doing this one again, but I want to hear from you guys if you are enjoying that project, or if you would rather me introducing like maybe 2 lip products into my product pan, like my rolling product pan. Obviously that would also take away from my other products in that project. I can't, because obviously I'm only using 10 products in that project. So if I introduce my lip products into that one, I will have less products I can work on in that project, if that makes sense, like outside of lip products. But yeah, let me know if you like my lip product pan. I think it does make sense to have it as a separate project, because I do want to finish up so many lip products. It is one of my biggest struggle categories after eyeshadows in my collection, and I do have quite a few lip products that I want to pan. Again, you have to wait until December for this one, but I'm going to do a declutter video of all my lip products, and in there I also pick out all the products that I want to pan for next year. And again, there's quite a few, so having its own project would make sense, because I can work on more products at any point in time. And also let me know if you want me to work on like 5 or 10 at the same time, because I'm thinking about either doing 5 or 10. I think if I do 5, I will maybe have more progress overall. But if I have 10, I might have like slower progress across the board, or like, you know, I might neglect a couple of products each month and then focus hard on others. But I will have more kind of variety, and I will have more to talk to you about, because I feel like with the 5 products in my Project Apocalypse this year, The videos are always very short and it's not too much to talk about, so maybe I do want to up it to 10, but again, let me know your feedback. So those are all of the projects that I'm thinking about doing next year. So again, leave me your feedback down below. Just to sum up, I'm going to read them out. I'm thinking about doing my panel palette, panels eyeshadows, project level up, my big fat eyeshadow project, and then my rolling project pan, panda face palette, deck of panning, project 10 uses, graveyard project pan, and then project apocalypse, or like a lip project pan. So those are all the projects that I'm thinking about doing. Again, let me know all your feedback down below. I really do want to hear from you guys in this video, because having that discussion really helps me out to narrow down what projects I want to do. And if there is something that I've forgotten that you want me to see next year, just leave me the suggestion. I will definitely consider it. I might even replace it with one of these projects. And if you want me to add any rules into my projects, or again, change the format in any way, just let me know. So that is it for this video, you guys. A bit of a rambly one, but that's what happens when you talk about like planning things like that, because I don't have any products to show. But I hope you enjoyed it, and are you exciting for next year? I'm actually getting really excited for my panning next year. I have planned so much for next year. Like, again, I already planned like what products I want to pan. I planned my Panda palette contenders. I planned obviously all the projects. So I'm very, very excited. But that is it for today. I really hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.